Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero and welcome back to Showdown Quickies. Today I've decided to use the Primarina as the sort of focal point of this team. To complement her, I brought in the Alola Raichu just to sort of cover anything that she can't finish off, and I also have the Alola Muck just because it's in general a good defensive Pokemon. In case there's any poison types that start threatening her, because that's really the only thing that's really going to be bothering her. I also have the Salamence here, just in case, you know, there's I have the Earthquake. Oh god, I keep fucking this up. Alright, I have the Salamence just to cover the ground weakness of the Alola Raichu and the Alola Muck, which is great because it's a flying type. It's a hard-hitting physical type, which you can really use. As you can see, we only have physical attackers or special attackers so far. Muck is sort of physical also, but it's not exactly super strong. It's not going to be sweeping teams. I also decided for this Muck to use Black Sludge. I've previously been using an Assault Vest, which actually works out pretty well, but I use Black Sludge this time around. I also have the Lakian Rock, which is my usual lead that I have. I kind of just splash on every team. It's so far my favorite competitive Pokemon this generation. And we have the Mega Metagross, which in general is a pretty threatening Pokemon. I figured it would work well with its team. And in general, this battle was pretty good. My opponent was actually really good. He made a lot of reads. We kept basically reading each other back and forth, so I figured he was going to start off with the Lakian Rock here, as, you know, that's a pretty solid lead, and he doesn't really have anything else that can start it off, so I was going to counter that by starting off with my Metagross, but as you can see here, he actually counters my possible Lakian Rock with a Melodic, so I switch out, go to my Primarina here, he switches, goes into his Starmie, does a double into his Togedemaru, gets hit with an Energy Ball, doesn't do too much damage, he switches once again into his Tapu Bulu, brings out the Grassy Surge. I get out of there, bring out the Metagross to get rid of the Togedemaru, but he has switched again. I Mega Evolve, trying to hit the Tapu Bulu with the Meteor Mash. Instead, he goes into Starmie, which surprisingly counters the hell out of Mega Metagross. Go for an Earthquake, doesn't really do any much damage. I get hit with a Scald, which doesn't burn me, thankfully. Something like, alright, this isn't working out, so I switch. Going to the Alola Raichu, hits me with a Scald, because that's the only Pokemon I thought I can threaten this thing and also get burned and not really care too much about it. So obviously he switches out, goes into his own type, or his own electric type, I should say. I actually hit that thing with a Psychic, knowing that he was actually going to switch out. And I was going to go for the Soul Surge, but it's good that I went for the Psychic. I managed to get to the Special Defense drop. He actually stays in, goes for the Wish, switches out, goes into his Tapu Bulu, and it takes the Psychic not too greatly, but thanks to the Wish, I actually don't know what to do here. I think I stay in. You go for another Psychic just because I did a lot of damage the first time. I actually Life Orbed. But it finishes it off with a Horn Leash, which brings back most of his health, which kind of sucks, especially after the leftovers in the Grassy Surge. So I switch into my Metagross, then I double switch into my Primarina, knowing that he was going to actually switch to something else. Here, I don't know what to go for. He actually goes for the Nuzzle, which paralyzed me, which sucks. But I actually went for the Specs Hydro Pump, which automatically takes that out. I figured that was my safest option. Goes into the Tapu Bulu, I obviously can't do anything because I'm locked in, and then he knows that I'm going to switch out, so he goes for the Bulk Up. I go into the Mega Metagross here. His Bulk Up is pretty scary, but unfortunately it's not really that threatening. I actually go for the Meteor Mash. This still does a shit ton of damage. He uses Superpower, which is kind of pointless because it doesn't do all that much damage, but it ends up lowering the stats that he brought up. He uses Horn Leash after I miss with my Meteor Mash, which really sucks. After that, he decides to switch, go into a Starmie once again. I hit that thing with a Meteor Mash. Does about a good amount of damage, but there's no way I can actually two-hit KO this thing. I went for it anyways, and he actually finishes me off with Scald, which sucks. I go into here, the Alola Muck, which is cool, because he actually uses a Reflect type, which is something I didn't taught, which copies my typing, so he becomes a Poison Dark type. I hit that thing with a Knockoff, get off his leftovers. He uses Recover. I try Poison Jab, doesn't really do much. He uses Recover again. I go for Stone Edge, still doesn't really do too much. I was like, alright, this isn't working. So I switch out, go into Hisoka here. The Starmie heals up to full HP, switches into Tapu Bulu. I kind of saw that coming, went into Moonblast, figuring that was something that would hit the entire team. Energy Ball would have done that, but I knew he was going to see that. He was going to think I was going to use Energy Ball, so I went for Moonblast instead. He goes into the Lakian Rock, I switch, going to my Alola Muck here. He throws out his rocks after he misses his Stone Edge. I hit that thing off with a knockoff, hit off his Focus Sash. He decides to switch, goes into his Greninja. I kind of read the switch, so I went for a Poison Jab instead of a Shadow Seeker or anything like that, or maybe he just bad switch on his part. He goes into his Greninja used the spikes. I finished that off with 2 poison jabs. He goes into the Starmie, hit that thing off with a Shadow Sneak before he can get off the Reflect type, so it does at least super effective damage. Then after that, I go into my Salamence, because I really thought there was nothing else that I can do at this point. I need to get rid of the Skarmory. Goes for the Scald, thankfully doesn't burn me, goes for another Skull, once again, thankfully doesn't burn me, and I go for a Dragon Dance here, and I just click Dragon Claw, finish off the Skarmory here, get my Moxie boost, which is crazy as hell, because the entire time I was thinking I had Intimidate for whatever reason. He goes for the Cell Rock, does a lot of damage actually. It's good to know that you can almost kill a Salamence with Lakion Rock, but I actually finish off that with a Dragon Claw, and he goes into the Melodic, and I go again into my into the Dragon Claw, finish it off. I don't know if that crit mattered, quite honestly, but I mean, I still had, you know, Lakion Rock, the Alola Muck, the Primarina to finish that thing off, so I don't think it mattered. Overall, it was a pretty decent battle, and a lot of good reads and whatnot. At least it was good on my part. Stay fresh.
He moves onward without pause until the day he completes his great quest